Everyone should have an article on their table. We're not going to look at them yet. Today we're going to be talking about main idea. So before we get started, Logan, do you want to read the essential question?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
How do I find the main point of a passage using supporting details?
So before we start, I'm going to ask you some questions that relate to the story we're going to read, and it'll kind of get you interested in it, okay? So how many of you understand what bullying means? Logan?
It means being mean to someone.
Okay, good.
Like punching them in the face.
Yep. Have you ever seen someone get bullied before?
Yeah.
But you've never bullied anyone, right?
No.
And how many of us wish bullying did not exist? All right, so before we start, we're going to go over a couple vocabulary words. These are words in the story that may be unfamiliar to you, so we're going to talk about them before we read the passage. Okay? One more thing before we start. Since we're talking about main idea, I'm going to teach you a song and dance about main idea, and then we're going to read. Amanda told the principal, who called the bully's parents. Amanda also confronted the kids herself. I said, "You didn't know my mom. She was my best friend, and if you lost your best friend, how would you feel?" The bullies backed off. So in the story, she says the words, "How would you feel?" And that is a perfect example of empathy, which we talked about earlier. Okay, Logan, do you want to keep reading?
The boys backed off, and Amanda felt good about herself. Good about standing up for herself. She may not have realized it at the time, but Amanda was asking for tormentors to feel empathy.
Very good. So we're going to talk more about empathy after we finish reading, and we're going to talk about the main idea and how empathy kind of comes into play in this story. So I'll keep reading from here. In other words, empathy. We've read the article. Let's talk about the main idea. Can someone read this question for me?
What is this passage mostly about?
Okay, so when you see that question, what do you think it's asking you?
What the stuff we read was about.
Okay, so we've been talking a lot about main idea. Do you think that this is the same as asking what the main idea is? And do you have an idea of what the answer might be?
D.
Okay, can you read it to me?
Empathy and bully. B.
Very good. So the answer is D. So we talked about empathy earlier, and can you remind us what that means?
Being kind to someone, putting yourself in someone else's shoe.
Yeah, that's a really good way.
So take off your shoe and put your foot in.
It's a really good example of empathy. It's putting yourself in someone else's shoes and understanding their feelings. And so we're gonna do a piece of art. So think about something that you can do to prevent bullying. You think that having empathy towards other people could prevent bullying? How do I think this makes them feel?
It could reduce it because it would make them feel sad, and then if they're sad, you can feel sad.
Yeah. So we're gonna draw a picture that you are gonna hang around the classroom, and your picture is gonna reflect the main idea of the story, and you can draw something about empathy or a picture of you and your friends hanging out and showing compassion towards each other. And I want you to draw your picture using like markers, crayons, or whatever you want, and you're gonna highlight something from the text that supports the main idea, okay? Okay, push pause. All right, this is Logan's art, and can you tell me about this?
It's a picture of me and my friends eating pizza and saying stop and talking about how bullying is bad.
Very good. So can you tell me how this relates to the main idea of the story?
We're talking about how bullying is bad, and the story's kind of about bullying.
Okay, good job.
Yeah.
Good job. All right, so before we start our lesson, we're going to talk about main idea today. So I'm going to teach you a song and dance that will get you excited and moving and ready to learn about the main idea of a story. We'll kind of get them excited and moving and then ready to go inside and learn the main idea of the story. The name of the song is The Main Idea Hokey Pokey. So we're going to start like this. So we're going to read the first paragraph. Okay, so ready? Read the first paragraph. Then we find the main idea and we find supporting details. You go like this, okay? Ready? And we find supporting details. So here we go. Read the first paragraph and we find the main idea. Read the first paragraph and we find supporting details. So now we're going to keep going and it's going to do second paragraph, third paragraph. So we go second paragraph, then we find the main idea. Read the second paragraph, then we find supporting details and you started out. Go.
Read the full
Paragraph, then we find the main idea. Read the first paragraph, then we find supporting details. Read the first paragraph and find the main idea, because that's what it's all about. Now second, ready? Read the second paragraph, then we find the main idea. Read the second paragraph, then we find supporting details. We read the second paragraph and find the main idea, because that's what it's all about. Read the third paragraph, and we find the main idea. Read the third paragraph, and we find supporting details. We read the third paragraph and find the main idea, because that's what it's all about. Clap it out. Now, read the fourth paragraph, and we find the main idea. Read the fourth paragraph, and we find the main details. Read the fourth paragraph and find the main idea, because that's what it's all about. Now, read the whole paragraph and we find the main idea. Read the whole paragraph and we find supporting details. We read the whole paragraph and find the main idea, because that's what it's all about. Okay, good job.